Hi friends, Lindsay here with the Restoration Project, and this month we are talking about self-worth and people-pleasing, two subjects that come up with every single client that we work with every single team that we work with every family member and friend. I think all of us at some point in our life have struggled with self-worth and people-pleasing issues, if I'm honest. So, Brooke and I thought it would be super helpful if each of us shared our own stories around self-worth and people-pleasing, and we're going to unpack some ideas and ways to kind of break free of that. So most of you know that I grew up in a house with an abusive father, and so my self-worth issue started really early. When you don't get the love and affection in a healthy way from a parent relationship like that, you start to feel unworthy, you start to feel a lot of shame. And I think the natural tendency for a lot of us at a young age is to figure out what we can do to please people, to get that affection, that appreciation, that celebration that we're seeking. So if we don't unwind those habits early, that can be pretty detrimental. And for me, I carried that. I did everything I could, got good grades, excelled in sports, anything that I could do to get that parental affection and attention, and pretty soon then turned that toward, when I got older into my teenage years, then I noticed that boys would give me attention, so I started dressing in a way that I wanted to get attention. And I was just seeking that affection and love in an unhealthy way, and I didn't have it in here. I didn't love myself. I was seeking that love and affection externally. And even in my corporate career, I got into sales, and I really put a lot of my self-worth into how well I did, how much money I made, how many friends I had, how many parties I got invited to. I just was always striving for that achievement, that accomplishment. And striving would be the right word. I mean, it's good to have goals, and it's good to want good things for your life. We just really need to check, what are we doing it for? What's the motivation behind why we are doing this? Because if it is for that love and affection and for that feeling of wholeness, we will just keep going down that rabbit hole. Trust me, every time I thought, okay, if I can just get here, I'll feel it. If I can just get here, I'll find that peace I'm looking for. If I can just get here, I'll find that joy. And I have accomplished a lot of things in my life that I never thought would be possible, and that feeling never came until I was willing to do my own work and really look inside and figure out, stop thinking about what everyone else wanted me to do, who everyone else wanted me to be, because quite honestly, I was doing everything that everybody wanted and expected of me, and I was feeling empty, and I was feeling resentful. I wasn't happy. So what did I really want? What did I really care about? What did I really value? How do I want to show up in the world? Who do I really want to be as a human? How do I want people to think? What do I want them to say about me? How do I want them to feel about me? I had to do some deep digging, and it's still hard on a daily basis. We're bombarded by all these cultural pressures and messages about who we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to do and what we're supposed to look like and what we're supposed to have. And our friends on social media are always going all these places and doing all these things. But we have to really check ourselves. What is important to me? What do I need to prioritize? Because over the last 5 years, I've really been doing that work, unpacking who do I want to be? How do I want to show up in the world? What really matters to me? And pretty soon, all that stuff just fell away. And I could wake up every morning and really see myself as God sees me, as a whole being, as a unique person with unique abilities, a unique purpose on my own life path. My life path, and it's not every day that I'm where I want to be, it's a struggle, but I'm still showing up every day, doing what I need to do for myself, so that I can be healthy and be happy and be whole here, so that I can give that to other people. And when I started saying no to other people and started saying yes to what I want and what God wants for my life, the whole game changed, and that self-worth came, and I don't feel that desire to strive and achieve anymore. I feel at peace if I just want to lay on the couch on a Saturday and be a bum, or if I just want to read a book, or if I don't want to go to that party. I don't have that FOMO anymore. So I would just highly encourage you that all of us struggle with these things. Really sit down and take inventory of what matters to you, who you want to be in the world, and start focusing your time and energy there. Everyone's going to continue to pull you in a million directions. You have to take personal responsibility for building and creating the life that you want and being the human that you want to be. And until you take responsibility for that, stop blaming other people, stop shaming yourself, and fully step into that, you're going to struggle. So it's scary because personal responsibility is scary, but you can do it, and your self-worth will rise, and anyone who's upset with you wasn't truly meant to be in your life in the first place. So be you, do you, more self-worth messages to come. We love you. Take care.